Hey guys, what's up? I've had a lot of requests over the years for my custom sweeps for my Valentine One Radar Detector. For anyone who would like to try out my sweeps, because obviously I have a lot of videos with the Valentine One and saves, and they work quite well for me. I will say that sweeps are very particular to the person and the region in which you're in, the landscape, and even more importantly, what the police are using in your area. First thing I'll say is the Valentine One is always going to be sweeping the 33.8 band. Um, so you don't need to put that in your custom sweeps. That's just by nature. It's by design. That's a band that you really even can't turn off. So there's no point in wasting your space. I'll try to briefly describe what's going on here on the sweeps because they may look kind of weird why I have two of the same range and so on. But basically, in my area, the cops primarily use 34/7. Okay, and secondarily to that, they use 35/5. There's literally one, maybe two guns in my entire daily driven area that is a 33.8 gun. So but that's covered automatically, so it's no big deal. Uh, but anyways, let's start here up top. I have a 34.666 to 34.740. That's what I like to call just a narrow band. It's obviously it's just covering a very narrow band, but not too narrow, but just your basic 34/7 stalker type guns, and it's covering that band over about 74 megahertz there. And then next you have 35.467 to 35.541, which is almost 100 megahertz spread there, and that is as tight as I like to keep my 35.5 for this area. And I base all of these on because I recorded and wrote down all the frequencies that I would get that were actual police KA signals, so I would know where the edges were, because guns are not always going to be, and usually not, exactly 34.7000 or 35.5000. They're not going to be in perfect tune. So I've seen guns quite a bit out of tune, so you don't want to miss those guns. Anyways, so that is as tight as I keep my 35.5 for my area, again based on what I've seen. So the next one is 34.460 to 34.770. That's basically a wider sweep of the 34.7 band, just to catch some of those guns that are out of tune. On the upper end, we have 30 more megahertz than this tight sweep. Okay, and then obviously on the lower band we have, let's see, 200 and almost 30 megahertz there. If my math's off here, I apologize. And then the next one we have 35.187 to 35.910. That's a huge swath of the 35 bandwidth. So that's going to cover 35.5, and it's going to cover pretty much any gun using the 35.x gigahertz uh, signal bandwidth frequency range. Okay, and that's all it is. Is that's just a super wide range for the 35.x gigahertz. Next one is, the next two are super tight. It's the really tight. The last two that I have, it's what I see 90, probably 85 to 90% of the time in the KA band, in which KA is probably 90% plus, probably 95% plus for my area. And you see it's 34.774 to 34.996, really tight there, and it's on the upper end. You see that's the narrow band above actual 34.7. So I don't get a lot of those, but it's a tight grouping. Uh, but it's still, it's still 200 megahertz. So it's kind of that little bit is really just covering my butt basically on guns that are way out of tune on the upper end of things. I mean, if you see a gun that's 34.9 anything, or rather you see a signal that's 34.996, it's probably not even a police gun. It's probably some oscillation or something from a leaky radar detector or something else. But just in case. Now this last one, this 34.6, or yeah, it's 34681 to 34740. That is where 90% plus of, probably 98% of every KA signal that I ever get on my Valentine detector or any detector that I'm using is going to fall in that range, and that 681 to 740. So in a 59 megahertz range, it's sweeping, as quick as it can over just 59 megahertz, which is the tighter you can get the sweeps, ideally, theoretically, the more responsive, the quicker it's going to pick it up, more likely it will pick it up in a faster amount of time. Now, all of this is kind of theoretical. It doesn't work just exact. I mean, you can put these sweeps in your own detector, and it's going to work fine with these sweeps. It's going to cover all of it's going to get 33.8, 34.7, and 35.5 because it covers them all. But this is very specific to my own use, and if you want to try these out, just pop them into Yavi One, or you can use the Valentine app, which is V1 Connection, I believe it's called. I have a couple pictures here to show you guys both of the applications before I end this video. So there are my sweeps. Use those if you like them. If they don't work for you or you get in trouble because something is left out, it's not on me, man. Just know your frequency ranges for the area that you live in, what the police use. So here we have the V1 app, the V1 Connection app, and this is from Valentine itself, off of their website, I believe. I think it is, anyways. I found this picture, and it just basically shows you what that app is and what everything is. You can just pause it here if you want to look closer at that picture. Same application, just a different screen. It's just showing you KA high, KA mid, KA low. It's just adjustments that you can do there. You can adjust the K band, X band. I'm not going to get into why that's there, how that works. You can look that up yourself. rdfforum.org. That's the best site, hands down, on the web for all of this type of information. And then here's a triple view of the V1 Connection app. And this would be like the main screen that you would have up that would give you, your signals up, down, left, or right. Which, is it lasers, KA, K, or X, bogey counter, and so on, and the strength. And then that same screen we just saw, and then this third screen, which will show multiple signals at once. And this is Yavi One, and this is just Yavi One, which works on Android, completely free. The best app, in my opinion, because it has built-in lockouts, and I think the V1 Connection app actually has built-in GPS-based lockouts as well now too. But still, I really like this app. And this is just it in portrait mode, basically. And these are all functional. Bogey counter, it will show you the arrows, which band, etc. Just to show you more, this is like a kind of test mode, or sort of an example of what you would see in a real world application. This is a lot of signals, but it's possible. I've seen this many. You would have three. Actually, you have every single gun here. You have a 35.5, a 34.7, and a 33.8 gun going, and then you have X band at 10.5, and then K band at 24.1 XXX. But this is just kind of showing you what the screen would look like. Obviously, in landscape mode, this is the screen. Probably most people keep it on. It has the arrow over here, and then this is just kind of three of the sections of Yavi One. You've got your main screen here where you're able to adjust certain things, which it's been updated since this. It actually looks a little bit different. It has a lot more options now. And then you have it here. Yeah, I mean this is old. This is a really old picture. So it looks the same, but it's different. Anyways, again, you know what this is already. And then we have that landscape mode, and then that there's actually another screen here that does other features, but that's beyond the scope of this video. The point of this video was to show you my sweeps, which are right here. I just call them tight 34-35. I just know what that means, even though they're obviously wide. I keep very wide spectrum here on pretty much on all the signals really. Uh, and then the main one that's tight here is the very bottom. And the principle, like you may be asking, why is there 34 and then 35 and then 34 and then 35 and then 34? Uh, there is a theory going around, whether or not it works, I don't know, that if you interleaved the signals, that it worked better. Now, that theory is just that. It's a theory. I have no idea if, in practical application, if it really makes any difference. I would say don't really worry about trying to do that. But it's the way I keep it. It doesn't hurt. Let me just put it that way. It doesn't hurt. And always be on the safe side. Try to keep in the a good healthy range of signals, so you don't ever get a cop with a gun that's 150 megahertz out of tune, and since you have your sweeps so tight, you're gonna he tags you and you don't even get any warning. That happens, or it can happen, and while sweeps do make a difference, I've definitely found that they improve the performance. It's not just like dramatic. It's not like you're gonna get a warning at say without sweeps you'd get a warning, and then if you had these custom sweeps then you get a warning 12 seconds earlier. It's not like that. I mean, we're talking milliseconds here, maybe a second, and that's really pushing it. It's really all about time and how fast it's going back and forth and scanning all of these various bandwidths. These how fast the detector is scanning these frequency ranges. So there you go. Obviously, feel free to try them out. Let me know in the comments if you know about this and you use it. If these sweeps didn't work for you, if they worked for you, if they pretty much what I suspect gave you the same type of performance that you've been getting, and what sweeps do you use, and so on. This is very very kind of technical, so if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is the Valentine One Radar Detector, and these are called custom sweeps. I'll put a link in the description box for a forum in which you can go read all about this stuff. Every detector made that's worth anything will be on this forum. They have dedicated sections, especially for the Valentine One and the Escort products, and so on and so forth, where you can learn all about radar detectors, laser this, laser that, pretty much all countermeasures. I'll also go ahead and put a link to the Valentine One website to this radar detector. They only make one. It's a very simple company, and that's the way they've done it for decades. And then I'll throw a link in there just to be fair, to the Escort website, because they make great detectors as well, and their top of the line, in my opinion, is right on par with the Valentine One. So take care, guys. Hope this helps you out, and be safe.